few months ago, I made a video taking a look at this. Issue 1 of the comic adaptation of Cars 2, written by Marvel and Disney Comics. I got this all the way back in 2011 when it first came out, and I thought it would be fun to take a look at it in a video. Something that I always found really strange was the fact that this was only issue 1 of 2. They decided to condense all of Cars 2 into only 2 issues that are about this thick. I was especially confused when I learned that the first issue, ends with Mater leaving Tokyo. That's a pretty early point in the movie, and I've wondered for years how they wrap up all of Cars 2 in only 1 issue. Well, I finally don't have to wonder anymore, because a few days ago for my birthday, I got this wonderful book right here, the Cars Comic Treasury. It is over 700 pages of compiled Cars comics. Most of them, all these blue pages you see here, are the old Cars magazine comics, and don't worry, I fully plan on doing reviews of all of these. I'm going to be reviewing every single page of this book eventually. I think I'm going to split up the magazine comics into videos based on maybe every 50 pages or so. I'll have to see. But what's more important for the purposes of this video is that up here, earlier on in the book, we have comic adaptations of both Cars and Cars 2. If you saw my first video, you're probably familiar with these pages. It's what the Cars 2 comic opens up with. It features both issue 1 and, eventually, if we move far enough, issue 2. Which starts, let's see, right here after Mater leaves, like I said before. You can see that this book does kind of awkwardly crop the comic pages to be a bit smaller, and of course we don't have the original cover of issue 2, which you saw in the thumbnail, but still, this is seamlessly issue 2 of the Cars 2 comic, and I am so interested to see how they adapt all of the rest of the movie in only 1 issue. If you saw my first review, you're probably aware that I was pretty critical of just how rushed the comic felt, and just from looking at these first 2 pages, I could already tell things are certainly not going to stop getting rushed. We have all of Paris condensed to 1 page. Wow. Before we get into the comic itself, I wanted to check how far into the movie the first issue ends, and see how much time is left. How much does issue 2 have to cover? Well, this is the first scene after Mater leaves with Finn and Holly, and you can find it at about 47 minutes, or exactly 47 minutes, into the movie, which leaves an entire hour left. Granted, the last 8 minutes or so are dedicated to the credits, which leaves us with, honestly, a little bit more than half of the movie left. I'm pretty surprised to see that the first issue cuts off just a little before halfway through the movie. Maybe this won't be as bad as I thought. So the first issue covers the first 47 minutes of the movie, and the second issue has to cover the last 50 or so. So maybe it won't be as bad as I thought, but it certainly is still going to feel rushed. The first issue was super rushed. They really went so fast through a bunch of things and missed out on just some important context and major points of character motivation and all that. But still, it's going to be really interesting to see how they pull it off. This is a video over a decade in the making, guys. I have wanted to read issue 2 ever since I got the first one and never got the second one for whatever reason. And now I'm very excited to read it for the first time ever here on video. Anyway, guys, welcome back to another video and to issue 2 of the Cars 2 2011 comic adaptation. When we last left off at the end of issue 1, Finn and Holly were about to identify the, of course, image of the Lemonhead's hood that Mater was given by Rod Torque Redline. The photo reveals just an engine. What is this, Mater? What do you mean, what is this, Finn? Didn't you read the narration box, Finn? The photo reveals just an engine. You don't know what the engine is? Come on, man. This is drawn so interestingly, how they pull off the, how they pull off the screen. Wait a minute, did they skip the entire monologue of, like, Mater finding out they're spies, or was that at the end of the last issue? Oh, okay. I guess Mater just doesn't learn their spice. I mean, on the bright side, that means we don't have that terrible State Farm joke, but, like, on the other side, they never clarify. Like I said, it's missing, like, you can get the point, you know, if you haven't seen the movie, you can understand what's going on, but it's just missing, like, significant pieces of character that are in the original. I actually just rewatched Cars 2 the other day, so it's going to be interesting now that I kind of have the movie fresh in my mind. That's one of the worst engines ever made. It's an old aluminum V8 engine with a Lucas electrical system and Whitworth bolts. This was supposed to be a photo of the car behind everything, not just an engine. I'm not happy about this. I don't remember that line in the movie. Well, I do know they're not happy about this part, actually. Yeah, because Mater does say that. Well, this guy must be happy. See how he had most of his parts replaced? Those are original parts, not easy to come by. Rare parts, that's something we can track. Well done, Mater. I know of a black market parts dealer, and we're already on to Paris. He's the only car who can tell us whose engine this is. Honestly, I don't mind cutting out the Paris montage. If you want to tell a condensed version of the Cars 2 story, you could cut out a few, like, you know, you could have had a few panels of Mater goofing around in Paris, but they don't even clarify this is Paris. Guys, there's not even like a text box. There's not even like a in Paris. Instead, it just carries over Finn's quote from the last page, which is fine. But still, like, tell us this is Paris. Those parts, I just sold those a few weeks ago. Should I do the French accent for Tombe? Considering we aren't told this is France, this could be anywhere. But I don't know who this is. He always does his business over the phone. Now I know why he needs the parts. That's one of the worst engines ever made. Lemon needs parts. Ain't nothing truer than that. Lemon? Yeah, you know, cars that don't work right, like those Pacers and Gremlins at the party. There's been rumors of a secret meeting of these so-called lemon cars. It goes so fast. All of Tombe in one page. He's not even named. There's been rumors of a secret meeting with those so-called lemon cars in Porto Corsa in 2 days. Hey, that's where the next race is. I love when they try to be artsy and remove the background. Wait, that went so fast. Oh, now we're in Italy. At Porto Corsa in Italy. Actually, they live in Carcel, I think. But, like, hey, at least we have a narration box this time, right? Just ignore everything, all the banter between the Radiator Springs cars when they're driving in, Luigi's family reunion. Nope, cut right to the party. Again, they're not, like, removing super significant things, but they are just removing those little bits of the movie that give it more character and personality. Lightning gets an important message from Luigi's Uncle Topolino. Okay, thanks, narration box. Now I know it's Luigi's Uncle Topolino. But, like, literally add any more context, please. I brought my friend Mater along the trip, and I told him he needed to act different. Then we had a fight. See, oftentimes, this comic really just directly adapts dialogue from the movie. That I'm, like, 99% sure was just made up for this book. You could kind of tell. This Mater is a close friend? He's my best friend. Then why would you want him to be someone else? McQueen's like, oh? I love how we can rush through the entire story, but it's okay. The entire second half of this part of the page is just McQueen being shocked and confused. You could have added literally anything else there. How about Mama Topolino, considering she's not here at all? Everybody fights now and then. Especially best friends. But you gotta make up fast. What? He doesn't say that? He does not say that, right? No fight is more important than friendship. He does not say you have to make up fast. This is so not Uncle Topolino. Watch this be direct lines from the movie. And Mama Topolino's, like, not even there. She gives him some good wisdom at the end. It's like, this is honestly, genuinely, one of my favorite scenes in Cars 2. It's genuinely, Cars 2 is a ridiculously crazy movie. But this is one of the most, like, genuine, sweet scenes, and it has a good moral to it. And they're just like, make up fast, or else Mater will never want to talk to you ever again. And McQueen's like, no, I gotta get him back. I feel like this comic adaptation, and I said this while reviewing the first issue, really just butchers so much of McQueen and Mater's relationship. Like, Mater at the beginning of Cars 2 is annoying. And in him being annoying, you understand why McQueen is annoyed. Here, they just kind of, like, remove any, like, part of how McQueen feels, quite frankly. You know? I don't know. No fight's more important than friendship. Whatever. Alright. On the French Alps on the way to Italy. Oh, now we know they're in France. Thanks. We've got to infiltrate the Lemons meeting. It's the only way to find out who's behind all this. Wait, what's the plan? You go in pretending to be this truck, Ivan. He works for one of the heads of the Lemon families. Pretending? How? The lines that are not taken straight from the movie and were written for this comic to help condense things just stick out so badly to me. Maybe it's because I just recently rewatched Cars 2. Maybe it's because I know a lot of the movie's dialogue very well. But things like this, it just doesn't match the rest of the dialogue. This doesn't sound like something Holly would say. It just sounds like a condensed sentence made to get it out of the way as fast as possible so you could continue with the comic. Pretending? How? Blip blip. With your voice-activated disguise program. Cool! Voice recognized. Disguise program initiated. Hi, we're the Cars 2 comic adaptation. We hate fun. Just ignore... Yeah, again, the scene where Mater puts on the disguises, not necessary to include. Not necessary to include. But, like, this goes so fast. You skip so much. You miss some funny moments. You miss some important context. It goes so fast. You even miss the iconic line, everything's voice activated these days. Is that even true? I've always found that line so weird. Is that a thing? Oh wow, page 95. Insert Lightning McQueen joke here. Alright. Let's move on. Now he's Ivan. Perfect. Except for those dents. I need to fix them. Oh, but Mater having valuable dents, that stays in. No, thank you. These dents are way too valuable. I came by each one of them with my best friend, Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen isn't just part of your cover. Friendship can be dangerous in our line of work, Mater. Wow. Look at how mad he is. But my line of work is towing and salvage. And this is the part where Finn goes, and Miss Schiffwells is designing iPhone apps. Right. Now, you look a bit light on weapons. Foiled again on today's edition of Remove All the Funny Jokes. Mater is so mad. Look at him. He's like, my line of work is towing and salvage. You hear me? Anyway, yeah, I get removing the iPhone thing. Maybe it was an Apple legal issue, but still. Oh, there he is with all the guns. Woo! Guns. Okay, anyway, wait, doesn't this happen later on in the movie, or did I make that up? Or sorry, doesn't the Ivan scene happen later on? No, I think this is about right. I don't remember. Still, regardless. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me! The next day at Porto Corsa, the second race has begun. Nothing of McQueen and Francesco's rivalry, nothing of Mama Bernoulli. All of the identity of the Italy portion of the movie has been completely stripped away just to tell you the plot of Cars 2 as quickly as possible. This is insane how much they skip. Get ready, Mater. You're on any moment now. You know, even though now I know that where they split this off is pretty much halfway through the movie, so much happens in the back half of Cars 2. There are so many more scenes and bigger segments and bigger moments and stuff that I knew it would be nearly impossible for them to condense it in a good way. And yeah, what they're cutting is kind of ridiculous. I think so far I like how the first issue does it much better. Because the first issue goes at a pretty decent pace. Yeah, it cuts things out, but it goes at a decent pace. This just feels like it's rushing so bad. I don't know about this, Finn. I don't want to screw things up. Impossible. Just apply the same dedication you've been using to play the idiot tow truck and you'll be fine. Idiot? Is that how you see me? That's how everyone sees you, isn't it? No one realizes they're being fooled because they're too busy laughing at the fool. This quote right here was like the number one piece of evidence for the Darth Jar Jar theory back in the day. Yeah. Bzzz. Oh, sorry. Zat! Question mark exclamation point? Why aren't you in disguise? There's no time. I love Ivan's teeth. So many teeth on Ivan there. Skip everything again. So now that Holly has put the real Ivan out of commission, yeah, I can tell, thank you. Oh man, they removed the scene with Alexander Hugh. Oh, you guys are not ready for. I'm just looking over to the next page. It is so stupidly rushed. This is like reaching new levels. I was just going to complain about how they removed the Alexander Hugo scene, but it's not even worth it when you see what's on the next page. Mater can infiltrate the Lemon's secret meeting disguised as him. Finn, he's in. Oh, there's Professor Z in the meeting from the beginning, just like in the movie. There's Victor Hugo. Hi, Victor. Attention, everyone. The big boss is speaking. Yeah, we cut the whole thing with the twist where they think the big boss is Professor Z. And it's not. Again, another thing you could honestly cut just fine, but still. Way too fast. I wish I could be with you, but my clutch assembly broke. You know how it is. Remember, we just learned what the engine is. Like 4 pages ago. Today, all your hard work pays off. Oh. We're already at like the end of his monologue. The world stopped making our parts, laughed at us, but now it's our turn to laugh back. This was meant to be alternative fuel's greatest moment. But after today, everyone will race back to gasoline. Yeah! I love how these aren't even the lemon heads. Like, that's Petrov, and that's Grem, and that's Acer. Only Victor Hugo. He's the only lemon head. They couldn't even afford all the lemons. Come on, guys. You know, the evil plan in Cars 2 is stupidly convoluted. There are so many moving pieces that make no sense. The whole using alternative fuel to make alternative fuel look bad angle is ridiculous. But at the very least, the scene in the movie where the evil lemon boss goes over the plan actually establishes what the plan is. Here it's just like, today your hard work pays off. People make fun of us, but now they're gonna want gasoline. Okay, and? Like, you want to elaborate, buddy? And look at this. This is what I was talking about. Just then, the camera. Holly, what just happened? I'm detecting high levels of electromagnetic radiation, Finn. It's the camera on the tower. Yeah, Carla gets shot. That's all we see. Finn races to a rooftop behind the tower and leaps. Whoom. But things did not go as planned. No. We figured you might stop by. This is... Slow down, Cars 2. Slow... It's all in one panel. It's all in one panel, man. Mater, abort mission. They've got Finn. Get us up. They had to remove the weird line about her grandfather because, you know, Ivan's part was heavily reduced. Mater. Mater is alone now. Good for Mater, or I guess technically bad for Mater, but just in case you were wondering, Mater is alone now. It's the best panel here. And nobody can stop the camera. Crack, crack, crack. Jeff. Oh no! My favorite World Grand Prix racer! Cruz Ramirez! What is this? Who is this? I love when they just throw randomly drawn background characters. Like, you couldn't just put Lewis there? Maybe that's Lewis. It's the end of the race. Lightning is the winner. Francesco's second, but they have no idea what happened behind them. Gee, sure would be nice if I got a few panels of McQueen racing. No. That doesn't count. Later at the press conference. It's not later at the press conference. We see this at the same time as the party. I guess maybe it's a little later. I cannot continue to risk the lives of any more race cars. The final race will not be run on all in all. A toast to the death of all in all, an alternative fuel. Forever. Cheers. I love how they put cheers like it's a sound effect. But my fuel for the final race will be all in all. My friend Fillmore says the fuel's safe. That's good for me. Yeah, all like the bickering of Sarge and Fillmore about fuel throughout the movie, like in Italy, removed. That's important for the end of the movie when we learn that McQueen's fuel being switched was Sergeant Fillmore's idea. It pays off them arguing about it in Italy. But since we cut that scene, nope. I didn't stand by a friend of mine recently. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. Yes, sir, of course. All must be finished for good. Lightning must be killed. They don't even say his full name. I completely forgot their MO changes to be kill McQueen because he wants all in all. Shocked by Professor Z, bolded for some reason's words, Mater backs up and hits one of the monitors. No! Thunk. Unfortunately, this deactivates his disguise program. Look, narrator. The thing about comics is that they are a visual medium as well as a text-based medium. If we see that Mater bumped this and his disguise was removed, you don't need to tell us that Mater bumped this and his disguise was removed. We can put together the pieces. Save the narration for the massive parts of the movie you skipped over. It's the American spy! Catch him! P.D. Pacer cameo. This is all my fault. What? Oh, shoot. Literally. They removed the scene with the parachute. They removed Mater jumping out the window. He just gets ganged up on by the lemons here. And then he goes, this is all my fault. We lose that whole weird trippy sequence where Mater, like, thinks of all the annoying things he's done and kind of learns his lesson. Just take a moment to appreciate the fact that all of this has happened in 10 pages. This has been 10 pages. 10 pages for all of France and all of Italy. 10 pages. How many pages of this are even left? I want to know. 16. Okay. Gong, gong. Okay, but they keep Mater banging the gong in his dream, transitioning to the clock tower. Sure. London. Place of the third race, sometime later. Your fault. Don't be a fool, Mater. Oh, okay. That's actually kind of clever how they transitioned to Mater being like, you know, Mater having his little dream sequence to him talking to Finn about it. That's not bad. But again, he met Finn and Holly like 15 pages ago. But I am, remember? You said so. Oh, Mater, I was complimenting you on what a good spy you were. I'm not a spy. I tried to tell you the whole time. I really am just a tow truck. Finn, he's not joking. I know. And what's happened to Lightning is all my fault. Good, you're up. So here comes Acer. Yeah, they removed the whole scene where Mater tries to find McQueen. Another important part. This page is one where it just really looks awkward how poorly they put the comic into this different book. Professor Z wanted you to have a front row seat for the death of Lightning McQueen. Are you still alive? This one line is in the movie as well. And it encapsulates literally every problem I have with Cars 2. There should not be a scene in a Cars movie where Mater asks criminals if Lightning McQueen hasn't been killed yet. That's insane. Not for much longer. Oh, there they are with the little camera inside the clock tower. As soon as the race reaches the Big Bentley. The Big Bentley. It would have been so funny if instead of the clock tower, since they said the Big Bentley, it was just a giant Bentley. And that's it. Guys, we got another problem here. Once again, McQueen's part has been reduced, and the relationship of McQueen and Mater has been heavily reduced. We lost the scene where we see that the cars of Radiator Springs have shown up to help out and help find Mater. Once again, removing important character moments. And I bet you a few pages from now, or knowing how rushed this comic is, like 3 panels from now, we'll see the fight scene between the Lemons and the cars of Radiator Springs, teaming up to save their friend Mater. And they won't explain at all where Sally, and Flo, and Ramon, and everyone came from. They'll just be there. I'm betting it now. Grem zaps Lightning. But nothing happens. What happened? I don't know, Professor Z. I didn't do anything. We go to the backup plan now. Backup plan? We snuck a bomb in Lightning's pit. Oh, it's the line. The next time he makes a stop, instead of saying ka-chow, he's gonna go kaboom. Dadgum, Lemons. Request acknowledged. Gatling gun. Okay, see? Another thing they missed out on. Mater doesn't say "dad gum" earlier, or no, sorry, he says "shoot" earlier, right? And that's what releases the guns the first time. That's one thing being removed that I honestly don't mind that much. It still works as a good twist at the end that Mater saying "dad gum" releases the gun, and again, he does say it in a different way earlier when he says "shoot." So I guess that's not that bad of a removal. I also like that they have to say Gatling gun, because again, you can't tell, despite this being a visual medium. He thought we wouldn't take his bullets. Let's go. But when Acer and Graham are gone, dadgum, 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 Mater breaks into the song from Heavy Metal Mater. Snap! I gotta get you all out of here. There is no time. Lightning needs your help. We'll be okay. The clockwork is about to crush Holly and Finn. Gee, if only there was some way you could show that in the images you have. If they had more panel space, they could show several panels of the clock moving closer and closer, and them moving alongside it, closer and closer to being crushed. Because again, visual medium. Use the fact that you have visuals to your advantage. Holly, we need to try the... Okay, well, the speech does not fit in the bubble there. We can make it! Drive! Drive! But the gears snap the ropes instead. Scree! Earthak. Varoom. They land safely on the big Bentley platform. I know! I can tell! Thump. Where they make an awful discovery. Oh no! Isn't that Mater's air filter? I knew his escape was too easy. Hurry up, Holly! Wait. Once again. Wait. What do you mean I knew his escape was too easy? Context, Finn! I'm trying to figure out at what point in the movie we learn the bomb is on Mater, but learning it kind of starts with this revelation, and they just don't give additional context. Anyway, speaking of no additional context, they fly now. Holly just has wings now. Great. At the pit row. Oh, what did I say? There's Red and Ramon, and it looks like maybe Flo and Sally. Are those Flo and Sally? Who? Wait, who? Is that Luigi with a headset, I guess? What is with the coloring on Flo and Sally? Everybody get out! There's a bomb in here! Get out now! Mater, it's Finn! They knew you tried to help Lightning, so they put the bomb on you! Okay, yeah, so we do learn it very soon after. Uh-oh! Mater, you're here! I've been so worried about you! Stop right there! I know you're mad at me, but it's okay! Just let me be! Not this time! I'm sticking by you the way you always stick by me! I hope you people watching have been driven insane by my terrible impressions. Not far from there, Professor Z, why is his name always bolded, is almost ready to push the bomb detonator. But just when it seems that the moment has arrived, I'm not letting you get away again. Gotta keep away from lightning. Grab. Request acknowledged. Whoa! Once again, Mater having the parachute in him works fine without it being set up earlier. You know, just like with the gun, I think that's alright, considering how much this movie skipped past in the middle section. I think that's alright. Out of range. Click, click, click. Huh? Crash. Wait. The professor's on the run! Get Lightning McQueen! Yeah, Petrov replaces Vladimir again. Bonk! He just bounces off a Globy. He doesn't even, like... Because again, I guess you only have one panel to do it, so you can't take... Because it would take several panels showing Globy deflating, or alternatively, have Professor Z here and Globy here in this panel, and then show him deflate when Professor Z lands on him. There are easy workarounds. You could use the panel space you already have. Holly, I'll get Professor Z. You help Mater. Got it, Finn? Oh no, Acer and Graham are about to... Vroom, crunk. Hold up. Hold up. Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup. Put all of my questions in it. What? What happened? She hits them, and they land in a garbage truck. Mater, we've got to get that bomb off you. Bomb? What bomb? This is so rushed. They don't even have the fight. They just fall in the garbage. And I'd say, oh, maybe it's because it's based on an earlier draft of the movie. And we know it is, at least in terms of the Otis scene. Or wait, hold on. No, the Otis scene was in this, wasn't it? See, a lot of early Cars 2 books don't have the Otis scene, because that was added in late in the game, and they replaced it with the scene where Mater's built a shrine to Lightning. And, yeah, this has the Otis scene. So it's not based on, like, an early draft. They just removed the entire fight scene, and the epic defeat of Gremanacer is Holly hits them while landing, and they fall in the garbage. This guy doesn't seem too happy about it. That's ridiculous. That is insane. You remove the whole fight scene. They strapped it to me to kill you as a backup plan. Backup plan? Mater, who put a bomb on you? You! Oh, you're kidding me. They remove the whole scene where Finn chases Professor Z. This is so anticlimactic. This is... Look, when I reviewed the first issue, I was like, you know, it's rushed, but it's a fine adaptation. This is just so underwhelming, and I'm honestly disappointed with just how ridiculous it is, how much they skip over. They needed more than 2 issues for this. Why didn't my Death Ray kill you? Death Ray? Turn off the bomb, Professor. It's voice activated and can only be deactivated by the one who activated it. Remember how I said you could tell which lines were not written as part of the movie and were made for this? That is like case number 1. It's voice activated and can only be deactivated by the one who activated it. Say activate one more time, Professor Z. I dare you. What is this? Just 3 scenes of them not saying anything, then let Guido try. Luigi! Because in the movie, we cut to Guido trying to take it off. But in the stupidest move here, they don't even have Professor Z say it. They force him to say it, and he just goes, "It's not me." This is ridiculous. I said this when I reviewed the first part, but I write comics in my spare time. I've written comic books for 10 years, just casually. And again, it's important to use the panels you have, use the space you have. I don't work with constraints. I do comics in my free time. I don't have to abide to a certain amount of pages, a certain amount of panels, whatever else. So it could be a struggle when you have a limited amount to work with. When you have a limited amount to work with, you're going to want to make the most of every single space, especially while adapting something. You don't waste 3 panels on just character reaction images when you could have spent those 3 panels actually keeping the tension of the scene up by recreating the part of the movie where they have Professor Z deactivate the bomb and then learn that it wasn't activated by him instead of him just saying, "It's not me." There are so many better ways to do it, even with how rushed it is. There are choices they make that just remove the tension and, like I said several times right now, the character moments from the movie. And then they have this, let Guido try. No, see, this is a part where, it being a comic, you can take advantage of it. Just like in the movie, you just cut to Guido taking it off. But even with an expert's touch, it's ridiculous. You waste a panel on this. If you want to use a narration box, you could say, Luigi and Guido try to help. Nope. Okay, this is Italian. Let's see. Don questi, Daddy, le mi chiavi, no funzionado. I definitely said that wrong, I'm sorry. What's wrong? None of the wrenches fit the bolts. I got it, I know what needs to be done. Then Mater, please do it. But nobody takes me seriously, I know that now. This ain't Radiator Springs. If people don't take you seriously, then they need to change, not you, Mater. I didn't and I was wrong, this is so rushed. McQueen learned that there was a bomb on Mater a page ago. Thanks, buddy. Computer, I need you to take us someplace. That is not what he says. That would be so funny. Imagine if he's just like, computer, take me someplace. And then computer's like, request acknowledged. And they end up in the middle of Antarctica. You didn't specify, Mater. Okay, uh-oh, now he's here at the palace. By the way, I didn't even know the Queen was here before because we didn't see the start of the race. Seconds later, on the Royal Buckingham Palace balcony, which we haven't seen before. Back up, stay away. No, it's okay, Mater has something important to say. Yeah, right. This is ridiculous. Imagine just flying up. At least the guards came up. Imagine just flying up to the Queen of England. He goes, no, it's fine. My friend that you've never met before has something to say. And then Finn's like, hold your fire. You could hit the bomb. That's ridiculous. The movie has all these cars react naturally, being like, wait, there's a bomb here? And the comic is just, Mater. Sorry, that's the voice. Mater, tell them what you know. Your Majesty, someone's been sabotaging the racers and hurting the cars, and I know who. It's him, Sir Axelrod. Wow, so underwhelming. It's him. It's Miles Axelrod, who you didn't even see here, for the record. It's him. He's there. Again, when panel formatting is so important. There are so many major things condensed into such small, rushed panels. The big twist of the movie should not be down here in the corner, super small, you know? What? You've got to be crazy. I figured it out when I realized you attached this bomb with Whitworth bolts. Say that sometimes fast. The same bolts that hold together the old British engine from the photograph. And how did that tell you it was Miles Axelrod? Then I remember what they say about old British engines. If there ain't no oil under them, there ain't no oil in them. So Mater goes to the first British car you can find associated with the World Grand Prix. I see how it is, Mater. It was you leaking oil in Japan, not me. What are you talking about? I'm electric. I love this panel. Look at how angry they are. You're faking it. You wanted all to look bad so everyone would go back to oil because you own that huge oil field. There we go. There we go. See, earlier on in the movie, in the Tokyo party scene, they mention that the Lemons own, like, the biggest oil depot in the world. And that was skipped here, so it just makes it awkward again. Stay away! Mater, attack. Wait, what happens? Miles Axelrod, the anime. Sorry, Miles Axelrod, the manga. What is... Wait, so, like, you don't even show the bomb ticking down. You could barely tell what this is. You're not even giving a good look at the bomb in an earlier panel. Miles is just like, huh? You're insane! Deactivate! Show the fact that the bomb's about to go down. This just looks like Mater is pushing himself towards Miles. Mater's... What did they do to you, Cars 2? Bomb deactivated. Have a nice day, Sir Axelrod. And the guilty party has finally been captured. Buckingham Palace. Hero Mater is dubbed a knight by the Queen, and all his friends came to see him. Oh, how nice. And just like that, we're in Radiator Springs one panel later. The Radiator Springs team can finally return home. Cars 1 Max still. I love how they just straight up put a photo of McQueen and Mater there for the sign. Where every question has an answer. There's one thing I still don't get. Why didn't that beam work on me? Fillmore, you said my fuel was safe. You're implying that I switched out your all-in-all fuel with my organic biofuel because I never trusted Axelrod. You're dead wrong, man. It was him. Once big oil, always big oil. Man. Finally, a special race is about to start. No press, no trophy, just racing to find out who's the world fastest car. Gotta love ending on a typo. Francesco likes it. The Radiator Springs Grand Prix. Guido, buddy, why you repping Francesco? Come on, Guido. Root for the right guy. This guy right here. Come on. Come on, Guido. In the movie, obviously, they have the 95 fan gear. That's funny. Finn. Oh, sorry. The Radiator Springs Grand Prix. Finn, it's time. You're leaving already? We've got another mission, Mater. Why won't you come with us? Spy or not spy, you're still the smartest, most honest chap I've ever met. Well, thanks, Finn, but this is where I belong. They removed the romantic subplot between Holly and Mater, which is fine. I think my life would be like 3 times better if that weren't in this movie, but it's funny to see that they removed that. I'll miss you. If there's ever anything I can do for you, just let me know. Actually, there's one thing. Woo! Check it out! They let me keep the rockets! Whoosh. The end. Wow. Even the ending is rushed. They don't even have like the "I'll see you at the finish line." They just end on a little joke. Well, when I did the first issue, I wanted to credit the people that made this. So here you go. Shout out all these people doing their best to adapt Cars 2 here. I really, really like the art here. Easily some of my favorite Cars comic art I've ever seen. Adapting an entire movie into only 2 comic issues is kind of a ridiculous ask. With that little space, you have to be really, really careful about what you do, what you keep in, and what you cut. And the Cars 2 comic adaptation does a fine enough job at that. As a hardcore Cars fan, I can easily identify all of the major things missing, but as I said several times throughout the video, while the exclusions are ridiculous and how rushed it is kind of disorienting, it still does work on its own as a condensed adaptation of the movie. A lot of the things they cut out were pretty smart choices and things that didn't have to be in the movie. In the grand scheme of things, the Radiator Springs fight didn't have to be. The opening of the Italy race didn't have to be. But as I've said several times by now already, you're missing out on these fun character moments that make us like these characters more. You're oftentimes missing out on tense moments and missing out on keeping that tension. I can't stop thinking about the Professor Z and the bomb scene, where I feel like you could have just done so much more there. Just how condensed and rushed it is makes it pretty ridiculous. At the end of the day, I'd give it maybe a 5 out of 10. Not the best adaptation of all time, not the worst. It's very much in the middle for me. But there you have it. Finally, a look at the second issue of the Cars 2 comic adaptation. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, where we're going to tackle the Cars 1 adaptation, which has some very interesting artwork. See you guys next time. Bye now.